Hello and welcome everybody. We are going to be playing out a little bit of a brewski today. And what we have going on is what I like to call RecNath. Of course, that comes from Reclaimer and Omnath. So this is going to be an interesting ride. This list came about by a member of my Discord, so props to them. Let me figure out. I wanna credit them properly if I can find them real quick. Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit is the one that put this together. Their initial list looks something like this. So let me show you. So this is the original list. This is where everything started. There are certain things that I like about this list, and there are a couple of things that I don't. Number one, this one is a little bit more toolboxy. We have a lot more, one-offs really with Gargaroth, Shalai, and ramming up in the main deck. The cost, though, for making all of our egregious mana work, obviously, is going to be to skimp on utility lands. So we can see that what Peter Rabbit did is they cut some of the utility lands, so there's no Ghost Squatter, there's only 3 Flagstones and stuff like that. So we see some of that in order to make room for all of the colors, and the colors are, of course, facilitated thanks to the triomes, which we see right here. Both a Ketria and Rogerine triome are present. We also have Sacred Foundry, Temple Garden, a couple of breeding pools, of course, to help cast Uro. So 31 lands, and basically the shell is the same. Like we have the Reclaimer, Flagstone's Engine, Path to Exile, Explore, Steve, and then in the sideboard we have Winds of Abandon against the new deck that has been popping up everywhere. The Death and Taxes deck, Celestial Purge, Gusts, which are hopefully going to be pretty nice. I definitely love me some Aether Gust. Hex Drinker, which is an interesting one. I am not sold on this one specifically. Seems a little bit weird to me. Like I understand that it's there to be like a mana sink that we can, against control decks and stuff. Or you can just like use this guy to go the distance, but I don't know. It's one full slot. Like it's one sideboard slot, which is not great. Safer on Twitch. Oh, sweet. Safer on Twitch. I was not aware. I was not aware that you streamed. That's awesome. And then the triple chalice in the sideboard. The idea for the chalices are, of course, because of the prowess decks and some of the combo decks. My problem with the chalices is that against the decks where you want it, if you don't have it on turn 2, sorry, at most, their value goes down significantly. So I'm not the biggest fan really of effects like this. It's effectively a ley line. If it's not in your opener, it's gonna be a terrible draw. So that is the only issue that I have with the chalices. And then the Kozilek is obviously because of the male matchup. So going back to my actual list, so I made some changes from Safer's list, and this is where I ended up with. First of all, I added the 4th Flagstones and a Ghost Squatter. I think that this is precisely the strength of the deck. So the engine is just so powerful that I want to maximize the chances that I have turn 1 Reclaimer into turn 2 Flagstones. I actually was playing a league yesterday for funsies, and I was playing against the Yorion deck. And they kept 8 because they had Yorion as well. And I went just turn 1 Reclaimer, but my opponent never found the answer. And I just ended up winning that game, which was completely wild to me. Black Thunder X with the Prime Sub coming back for the full year. 1 full year on support. That is completely amazing. Thank you so much for that. Don't stream mostly, just talk trash and support Green Creature propaganda. Alright, so you do the gods work, Safer. So yeah, I definitely want to maximize the chances that I have access to Flagstones. This is just like the deck, right? Like this is the most powerful thing that we can be doing, and it's really what revolutionized this style of deck. So I want to maximize my chances of that happening. Also, it's nice that we have access to Roggin Triumph. So while we're doing our thing, we can fix our mana very, very effectively and efficiently with just a single land. So that's pretty sweet too. And I made room for Gracers instead of Explore. They just fit in the curve better. And you know, doing stuff like turn 1 Gracer, turn 2 Udo, for example, could be potentially pretty good. Same thing with Springbloom Druid. I just love this card. I love this card, and I think that not playing it is a mistake. So I think that literally any green-white list that plays Reclaimer should have access to the one of Springbloom Druid. It's probably the bullet that I call for the most, probably by far, actually. But yeah, so those were the changes that I made. And then for the sideboard, I just cut the chalices. I don't love that kind of effect. And I'm playing Ufus. I moved the excavator to the sideboard to make room for the lands in the main deck. Pash Mama, thank you for the follow. And then I added Mind Sensor and Tireless Tracker. Tracker is definitely a big question mark. Like, this is probably a waste of a slot because we might just not need help against the matchups where Tracker is good. Like Omnath, Udo are just doing the same thing, except they are probably doing it even better. So yeah, that's where the deck is and how it came about. I might make some changes for sure. Today's show actually might be a little bit shorter. I might only be able to stream only a single league because I spent this morning recording the new episode of the podcast, which is going to be going live on Thursday. And we did have some slightly annoying technical difficulties, so it took longer than expected. Okay, what do we got here? So this is turn 2 Call, turn 3 Udo. Sure. Because we're on the play, we can also call for Reclaimer if we need to, which is nice. We might just call for Titan though. It's definitely a little bit on the slow side of things. No questions there. But it kind of feels like a slow keep. Okay, so we're gonna play these and pass. This means that now I can Udo into Reclaimer, potentially. Jando. Goifo. I feel like I want to call. I just really don't want to path. That's the main thing, honestly. I think I'm just gonna go for prime time. Set up the prime time nonsense. Okay. Blue-green colorless. Probably gonna play Wooded Foothills here. Best thing we can find, obviously, would be... The best thing we could find would obviously be Castle Gernberg. I didn't want to play the Apparition there because if my opponent plays Liliana, I'd much rather exile that. Wow, they pitched those? Just wanted to say how lucky I am that you are the most handsome South American podcaster in Titan Talk, and how lucky you are that I'm not Brazilian. Wow. Nice. One thing that I have the utmost respect for Jose is for his ability to give backhanded compliments, sorry. It really is a skill. It really is a skill. So I can get Sacred Foundry, path the Goif here. Now let's just get a Triome, and I'm just gonna tap and exile the Goif with Apparition. And my opponent needs to find the Thoughtseize or they're going to lose the game. White. Slowing down the clock. Javierillo, thank you for the follow. Got a 5-0 lead with Boyle Karn. Never need to bring in Boyle, and Karn single-handed won me a match against Devoted Druid and one against Oops. Yep, I mean Karn was never bad. Oh, is my opponent going to spin that wheel? No Thoughtseize, no Thoughtseize. Sweet. All right, so we're gonna win this one. Yes, I will block. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get double field here. I'm daring my opponent to have a Maelstrom Pulse. Your go, OP. Your go. Sure. Wait, we have Radiant Fountain, right? Sweet, okay. Let's not make the same mistake that Yama made. That Yama famously made in that match against Jabberwocky. I think we just jam here with everything. Because if they block the zombies, that means that the Goyf is not, like, they're not killing my Titan. I still have the path for this Goyf, so I just don't think that my opponent has any good... They can Bloodbraid plus Bolt or something like that, but I don't think they have that many good options here. I think I'm gonna go for... Radiant Fountain. Oh, we also have an Uro in our graveyard. Jeez. Embarrassment of riches. Oh, there's no Vesuva. Ah-ha-ha. I totally missed that the first time around. Okay, so there's no Vesuva. Alrighty. That's important. That's very, very important. Okay, so I guess that I can just Uro here, right? So since I can Uro, there's kind of no need. I can just bog my opponent. I guess I don't even need to bog them. Honestly, I can just make choices at random at this point, and I am going to win the game just the same, so... Yeah, I think that it's kind of whatever, honestly. And then fetch land plus pass to exile gives me Uro mana. I could even path my own dude. And it would be just fine. I think we're packing it in here. Pretty sure we're packing it in. Should I play around Damnation? Yeah, I guess I'm gonna play around Damnation. It's literally the only way that I lose here, right? So I might as well play around it. I don't think my opponent has it, but I think I'm far away enough that it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so we're playing against Jundo. I like Purges. Better than Path, really. Gusts are interesting against Gen. I don't think I like him. I don't think I like Path. What's up, hey Lex? Honestly, all the sideboarding that I'm doing here seems like overboarding. All the sideboarding that I'm doing just feels like overboarding because we're just really far ahead. Especially now that the hate of choice that the Jund decks are using is, what's his name? The one that gives you a basic. Sure, let's keep this. We're just gonna draw a Reclaimer. It's fine. Trophy? No, not Trophy. The other one, the one that draws a card. That we Cleansing Wildfire. The question is if I play around Ashiok, but like we have a bunch of lands already, so I'm kind of excited about just playing Udo. Oh wow, okay. Let's do that, I guess. Start setting it up. Everyone's playing Greenwood Reclaimer right now. Deck's good. What can I say? What can I say? We don't have any blue. I think I'm gonna be calling for Raminap. Just bin the Flagstones. Opponent swings for 2. End step, we're just gonna take care of Lily. Here we are seeing the issue of the mana, right? We're seeing the cost of Udo. And we're still far away from. Ooh. Cleansing Wildfire, you got it. That is what I was talking about earlier, by the way. It's a second green, kind of fixed our mana a little bit there, which is nice. It also gave us one more land for Udo. So I'm definitely playing Raminap here. I think I'm just playing Raminap. I'm playing Wooded Foothills, actually. So what this does is it gives me a blue... If this dies, it gives me a blue source for Udo, or I can simply just go get my Titan. Cleansing Wildfire is not good hate against this kind of deck. It just isn't. Just doesn't do what you want it to. Sure. I'm gonna need a Thoughtseize here. Okay, so now we can either Udo or Primetime. This field is gone forever. Wow, they binned double BBE. Yeah, we're definitely going for Titan here. It just immediately stabilizes. Shit. I guess we're gonna have to get a second breeding pool. That's fine though. Primeval Titan. This also plays around Thoughtseize very nicely. It doesn't play around Scavenging Ooze, but it's okay. Field plus Radiant Fountain, obviously. So here we have our stabilized board. No, I can't get the other blue source of Titan because I want to get Radiant Fountain, right? So it doesn't quite work. Nice Inquisition. We are done here. I think I prefer blocking here because of Lightning Bolt. They could have Dismember, but John usually does not play Dismember, so... Vala could... We could get a second Flagstones just to get more zombies. I don't think I need to gain life because I'm gonna get back Udo here. Green, green, blue, blue. Get the Triumph. Fountain isn't actually getting life. It's for shock, it just undoes the shock. Yeah, I know, but I need to... My sequencing just was forced in that turn, right? I needed to call on my end step, so I couldn't tap and slam the Titan. This file is everywhere, it's a horror show. We don't disagree, my friend. Okay, so Udo, blue, blue, green, green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I really don't know what my opponent's supposed to do here. I could shock. I don't think it matters. I think I actually care more about upticking the Blast Zone if I need to. I think my opponent is just hoping for misclick. Hoping for a misclick is the play. Sounds good. They could have Wrath. If they do have a Wrath, we can just blow up the Blast Zone for no value. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, bolt face. And another bolt to the face. Got it. My opponent says I drew the second bolt on the peat land. Brutal. The triple bolt was called, yeah. Sequencing. I guess I'm just gonna go off a basic. It means I can't grow the Reclaimer that quickly, but I can still grow it quickly enough, probably. My opponent still has one turn for their ball to matter. Insert Spider-Man meme. Oh wow! My opponent also has the nuts. Let's get a Triome. And we're just gonna get another Flagstones here. Flagstones of Trucker. Sup, baby? Nah, I guess we save the path for Dryad. In response, I'm gonna fetch though. So they don't path my Reclaimer in response to my fetch. Scatter the Groves. We both had Splinter Twin. Dryad. Very good. Extremely powerful sequence from OP. Extremely powerful sequence from OP here. Temple Garden and we can kill the Dryad. I think I'm gonna get field here. Now they can sack the stones. But if they let me untap, I can just path the Dryad in response. But this doesn't kill the Reclaimer. Oh, they're just gonna bog me? If they just bog me, that's a good exchange. I really don't care about this Uro, so sure. Vala cute. Okay, does this change things? So we call for Dryad. We play this, we activate, we can kill both things. Yeah, okay, I think that is game changing because we can kill both things because of the path. So we play this. We sack, get Valagat trigger here. Always yes, always yield. Valagat trigger here. In fact, I think I'm just gonna let this guy hang out, and I'd rather just leave an answer. Oh, no! I could have... Oh my god, I fucked up. My opponent didn't make this a 3-4. I totally assumed that my opponent was gonna make this guy a 3-4. Well, shit. I fucked up. So this means that they can't... This means that they can't interact at instant speed, so they're not going to be able to respond. Like, they just need to fetch, basically, which basically is one less Valaka trigger. So after my mistake, I think this is... Excuse me, what? Oh my. Is it better to path now? Yeah, I think it's better to path now. Yeah. That was a potentially game-losing mistake. What's up, Donkin? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I don't really see you hanging out over here very often. Pleasure to have you. You're gonna need to, yeah, they need to path right now. So they're down 2 Dryads. They are down 2 Dryads now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we can Titan? Yeah, Titan bounce line I think is the line. That's what I was thinking about. We have to make sure that we leave up blue mana up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is prime time. Million of fields. We play this. Blue, blue, green, green. Udo. 1, 2. Ooh, that's it. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have it wrapped up next turn. Now the question is, how are we gonna get a next turn? I could have gotten in there for a Reclaimer attack, but if my opponent has Dried into Titan, we're actually just dead. No, holding Reclaimer just doesn't do anything. Holding Reclaimer just doesn't really achieve anything at all. Just finish moving into a new place. No energy to stream, but happy to watch. Oh, nice, Duncan. Sweet. Alright, we got there. Okay, so Gustos are nice. Gustos are definitely nice. Probably Winds of Abandon are gonna be pretty good as well. Oh, Night of the Autumn. This just kills opposing Dryads. I kind of want to cut my Uros here. What do I think about Flagstones of Trocaire? I don't understand the question. Null Seeker. What do you mean? What do I think about it? I think I might actually cut this. Force of Vigor in the slot of Tracker. I mean, if I had Force of Vigor, I would definitely bring it in. I think that you probably don't need Force of Vigor in this deck, really. You already have like Purges and stuff to answer moons. We also have Gustos. There are Oration using it because of the elf. Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Teague seems good. God damn it. Kimpochi, you're sabotaging me. What am I doing here? I kind of don't like the Udo that much. This matchup is all about this card right here. Whoever has Dryad superiority wins. Yeah, no, Sika, no, I am a big fan of this interaction. I've been trying to break this card for over a year. Udo is ramp though. Teague stops their boils. I mean, that's a true statement. Ugh. This hand is almost so good. We probably have to do better on the draw. This one is better though. So let's keep this on this bottom bog. We can try him on one. Don't have flagstones, god damn it. I'm just gonna Steve here. I guess after they resolve, just gonna get planes. Pat Bog, it does nothing. Bog does something sometimes. Saying that it does nothing, it's a little bit... Nice. So this hides what I'm trying to do here, which is exactly what I wanted to. So I want to see the ability. And now I think I'm getting a shock here, just a breeding pool. Oh no, let's get a Temple Garden because I might want to cast Apparition. Mind Sense, are you? No! They had it. God damn it. Damn you, opponent. Damn you on your perfect hand. Damn you on your perfect hand. Don't have Dryad, 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 don't have... Okay. Yep. I don't think we play around ball. No, actually I want to save this. Never mind. Apparition, one of my favorite cards. Yep. I agree. I think this card was really, really underhyped. When we did the analysis of the the new set, I had Apparition as probably one of the best cards in the set, if not the best card in the set. So you could say I nailed it. Titan? Just playing that guy so my opponent can't attack through. There's no reason to play the Breeding Pool. And if I naturally draw a Valakut, we're gonna be able to get one extra trigger, so it's definitely correct to hold this land. So I guess we have to draw exactly Primeval Titan here. Okay. This is cool. Let's just draw better, I guess. I got out published. Yep. Man, these hands are brutal. Okay, we're gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna be using my mana different ways, so I think I'm gonna ship this Steve. The only issue that I have with this hand is that we don't have an answer to a Mind Sensor. So if my opponent does have their own Mind Sensor, we might get completely destroyed. We do have a Knight of Autumn though. This hand is okay. Like it's not insane, but it's pretty solid. I can work with this hand. Okay, now this hand got a lot better, obviously, right? Sure. Get Flaxes. I think it's more important to get off. Do we want to get our engine going? I guess we can't because of how I tapped, so never mind. So let's do this now. Yes. Temple Garden tapped. Get another Flagstones. Has the turn. If they play their Dryad, we can answer it with Knight of Autumn. We are going to get to gust this thing now, which is pretty sweet. So I'm going to let them find the first one. Actually, I think I want them to find both, because then I can kill this. But if they find Flagstones here, the Flagstones does nothing if they don't have the Reclaimer. So I'm just gonna Before they untap, I'm going to put the Reclaimer on top. They bottom the Reclaimer. Alright, dope. They have another Reclaimer. So as I was saying, I'm not playing around Mind Sensor because, yeah, we actually cannot beat Mind Sensor here. I guess I could have just main phase done it. Oh yeah, as you can see, that was a huge deal. This card is very big in mirror matches, in case you hadn't noticed. So I'm gonna have to spend this turn to take up this Blast Zone. As for Alex, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome back for the 3rd month. Appreciate the support. Put in 2 counters on the Blast Zone. Brutal. Absolutely backbreaking. Absolutely backbreaking. Wow. Yeah, this is the mirror breaker right here. As silly as you might think. That one right there is the mirror breaker. Just getting in there for 3 points of damage. I guess they didn't block, so that's 6. They could have blocked. There's a trick where you sacrifice something that is not the Flagstones and you get other Flagstones, but when you do that, you don't develop your mana. So that's kind of a big deal. If they have Dryad, this is probably just game over here. Valakut on top. Yeah, if we draw Valakut, we win. I think. Unless my opponent has another removal spell, obviously. And if they remove the Titan, if they don't remove the Titan, we're also looking at the top 4 cards. So it's gonna be we're gonna be looking at the top 5 cards of our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They shocked too. So something's coming here. And a second generous gift. So now my attacks are not good. So what we can do here is we can blow up the field. I think we just got a YOLO at this point. We're just falling a little bit too far behind. So I'm just gonna hope that I can find the Valakut in the top 4 cards. Found the field. Okay. Let's play to my outs. Why do we have elephants in the field? Because of generous gift, Scott. My opponent had 2 hit generous gifts. So they can only get one field token now. And of course we're super that if they have a Dryad. The not so great part about this is that we still shuffle, so it's not like we shuffle the bottom cards. So every time that we look with Reclaimer, with a fetch, with anything, we're not getting closer to Valakut, we're just shuffling the cards around. Oh yeah, so we're there now. My opponent knows that I don't have a path, otherwise I would have won this game a while ago. Small mistake in sequencing there, but it's not gonna be important. Yep. So you can see how impactful this card is in this matchup. We had one answer to it. We had one answer, and my opponent had the answer to our answer. And in the previous game, what happened, obviously, is that my opponent immediately had the answer to the Mind Sensor. Otherwise, even though we had Bulligant in the previous game, we would have probably won just the same. Mind Sensor is very, very good for the mirror. Very, very good. God, let's see what we're up against. Why did I concede there? Because my opponent is going to get Celestial Sanctuary. Celestial Sanctuary then gets bounced, and they just replay it again with Dryad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna ship this. Oh man, this hands. We're playing against the Lurrus deck. Seems unlikely that we're gonna be able to take it home this time around, but we might be. So I'm a Mind Sensor with the cheeses out there. Yeah, Mind Sensor is the mirror breaker, as I established. It's okay though. If we're gonna be losing to something, might as well lose to the mirror, right? This is hilarious. At least we had the triumph there. But I was about to just flip the table that we couldn't even cast a World. We do have Omnath mana for what's worth. Oh, this must be like the deck that won the challenge or something. It just won some event. Blue. Oh, that worked. Sweet. Omnath, please. Okay. John Lurrus. But I think that they play with Scourge. I think they play with Scourge of the Skyclaves. If we want to, we can kill that Goif next turn if my opponent doesn't Thoughtseize me again. Sumer Junt. Scourge is just insanely good. Yeah, it wouldn't be really good right now, right? But it's very good. Can we draw an Omnath or... If we draw an Omnath, my opponent can never play Scourge. Ever. Hilarious. We might draw into Reclaimer, so I guess it's okay to cycle. Okay. So I don't think they play, well, I guess they can't play Lydiana, duh. So we're gonna be able to whirl them next turn, which is nice. It also exiles the Triad. Scourge of the Skyclaves, cachopo. Es el nuevo Death Shadow. ¿Qué haces, Iván, querido? Did I just hear you say Junt? Yeah, there was like the Junt version that plays like Lurrus in the sideboard. And they play Scourges and stuff like that. It's funny how we drew Udo and my opponent is just like, this game is actually close, right? I mean, this is what you're getting for Udo, right? Like, this is what you're getting for... Oh, wow. Really? They must be really desperate to get a Scourge into play. I guess that if they have TBR, Scourge is kind of good. So we're missing another red source here. Well, I guess that's a thing. Oh. Well, how about that, huh? How about that? Can I actually... No, it's very tough to read, but it's 4-5. This seems better than the other thing that I was planning on doing. Your go. My opponent says nice draw. I'm gonna say indeed. Remember when you were hoping for Omnath but then drew a better creature? Yeah, exactly. Who needs Omnath anyway when I can just have Primeval Titan? Who needs an Elder Titan when you can have a Titan in its prime? Wow, that is so good, Kenpochi. That has to be one of the best things that have been said in this stream. Props. Actually, do I care about Gusto? Maybe not so much. Skyclave sounds good. Gracer sounds bad. What are the good back matchup for this deck? Fast combo is bad for this deck. And barring fast combo, I kind of don't know. We have 7 removals, but that seems kind of enough to me. Nah. Maybe I just have to cut the Reclaimer. It's just the best card in the deck. Against is the worst card in the deck against this particular version of John, of course. All right, Duncan, thank you. Also, purple Reclaimer builds are a problem for this deck. I mean, we lost to the mirror, but we didn't, like, we were fine against the Reclaimer deck. We just got outdrawn, right? When we were the ones that had the stuff, my opponent had the answer, and what am I trying to say here? When we had the stuff, my opponent had the answer, and when they did, we did not. I guess that we did have the answer, but then my opponent had the answer to the answer. I got Spring Bloom. No, Spring Bloom is actually super important in this kind of fast matchups because it's one of the few cards that can undo your mulligans. Big Gear Poison. Took Dryad. Speak of the devil. Sure. So now we have Titan Mana on turn 4, if my opponent doesn't have the Thoughtseize for this. And we get a chump block for our troubles. This card is really, really good. I think that people really underestimate how good this card is. It's just a tough to evaluate card, but when you have this going on, it's just a one card triple ramp, like I guess double ramp. 3 mana double ramp, and you can go tutor for it whenever you need it. It's pretty sick. And when you have a Dryad in play, that's 2 triggers, and it's just such a good card. I never play this deck without having access to my 1 copy of Spring Bloom Druid. It's just so good. Just don't shadow it out me. Can you imagine if my opponent has shadowed out here? Okay, so this is the basic. So we're gonna do Plains and Snow Forest. And then this is the Flagstones. So this is gonna go Rogaine Triumph. I know that it has its moments, is that the lower CMC card would be better against the aggro Thoughtseize deck. I mean, this is 3 CMC, like, it's kind of the bottom of our curve. It's the mid of our curve, obviously, but like, I'm just trying to make a point. Oh, this guy draws a card. Oh, never mind. Womp womp. Man, I miss Eternal Witness. I remember when this deck had access to Eternal Witness. That was sick. Alpine Moon. Sure. I think I'll take my block while I can. So if we need to deal with this, we can. No, Cyclo. both of those cards that you... I think call is just a 4-off. If you're playing less than 4 calls, I think that you're doing it wrong. So cutting call is not an option. And the problem is precisely the fact that Path to Exile is really, really important in the current metagame. Like, that is the problem. That is why we're playing this list. It's because of that specific situation. Ewit got cut real fast. I played Ewit for a while. But then, like, Skyclave got printed, and it's just like, something has to go. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a 2-for-1 here. Well, opponent confirmed not ghosting. Was Ren a consideration? Ren was tested, yes. I have explained a couple of times why I don't think that Ren is a good addition to this deck. And it has to do with what you're trying to do, basically. It has to do with when you're trying to cast your cards. So Ren is a card that really shines when you are casting it on turns 1, 2, or 3. And your mana just does not support that. Swift Speed is gonna kill me. That guy's also gonna kill me. Maybe I shouldn't have played that one. Cut a path for Eternal Witness if you really missed the card. No, I mean, it's more of a I really like the card Eternal Witness more than we need to play the card Eternal Witness. Like, the reason we don't play it anymore, it's precisely because it's not that good, right? So... Probably gonna get Lurrus here? Ugh. That's a good one. So I'm gonna wait until the first trigger resolves, see what we find. So I think what I'm gonna do is I want to play around any kind of surgical effects. So this is blue, 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 fetch for green, fetch for green. Too bad that I had to use every single one of my fetch lands. Now if I draw the Dryad, it's gonna suck. So now my opponent doesn't have priority before I get to recast the Uro for the good value. Lol. Okay, so that happened. We were dying, and then we weren't. We were dying, and then we were not. That's basically the story that we're telling today. Push. Okay, they did find a push, which is obviously great for them. But it's gonna come back next turn. And with the mana that they tapped, this tells me that they don't have the commitments. We die to Bolt, but we can't beat it, so. Also, it's good that we got to kill the Goyf there, because... Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, so... Blue, blue, green, green. Here I go again on my own. What an absolute joke of a card. What an absolute joke of a card. Would you rather path the Swiss Spheres if they have G untapped? Probably. So the thing is that I always rather path the Goyf because we have more answers to the Swift Spear than we do for the Goyf. We can only answer the Goyf with path because we didn't bring in the Gusts. So the Swift Spears get answered by Purge as well. Alpine Moon is not playable against this kind of deck. Like you probably, if you're playing a John style, like if you have it in your deck, you probably have to bring it in, but it's not good. Like it's actually pretty bad. Oh man, this hand is so close. If you find the green source off the top, this hand is the absolute nuts. But if we don't, this hand is super, super slow. Ugh. I guess I'm gonna keep this one, but I'm not excited about it. Print against AmuLIT, mistaken. Unsurprisingly, playing some AmuLIT over there. Right on time, Gracer. This was the absolute worst draw in the deck because it's not a land and it's not anything that we care about. So. Okay, so they can't Titan here. They don't have any route toward Titan. And we might be able to get Skyclave here. So we just F6. Yeah, we definitely have to destroy the AmuLIT. Land? Okay. Gemstone mind this guy's a romantic. Gemstone is kind of seeing a comeback lately. Weird. Why would he not attack? I think that was just a misclick. Here's my Dryad. We cannot beat a Titan though, because my opponent has 2 Dryads. If they only had 1, we would be fine. So yeah, we can't beat that. So I guess we could have top deck exactly Castle. Okay, we were not. Raminap's fine. This is fine. This is great. Gustos. Cut Udos. Omnath is filthy enough to be worth staying in the deck. Gracer's so bad. I hate Gracer. Just so bad. Why are you so bad, Gracer? If we had a natural Valakut, I think I would actually keep this hand. Am I keeping it regardless? Am I keeping this hand? Nah. Fuck, man. We have been hurt by these triumphs so many times already. Like, it's cute and everything, and we did see the power of Udo, but like, these triumphs are just not okay. I'm gonna keep this hand, though. We have 2 turns to find the flagstones. We also don't have white sources. Ugh. Yeah, the mana is rough. The mana is rough. I think we're just gonna die. Too slow. Yep. Well, yeah, look at this. Look at this situation right here. We're not even remotely close to answering this. Oh, that's a card. Shit. I mean, I guess I could blast on to blow everything up if we get to that point. White source. Okay. We can't even ping for 1. Okay, so just gonna play a Dryad here. Or just do nothing. What do we get? We can't even cast Omnath. We can't cast shit. We can't cast anything. I think I'm just supposed to get RecNath. Just because I'm missing land drops. Ooh, that's something. If I blow up the AmuLIT this turn, next turn I'm going to be behind the land drop, so I have to play a RecNath, and my opponent's going to be able to cast the Titan. So I can't shuffle, though. And I can't cast Apparition. They did not cast... Yeah, I think we just have to do this now. If they have castle, we get fucked, but... Sure. If he has Savage the Titan... As a second land drop, by the way. So we're gonna see what they bounce here. Probably this. They bounced 4, so that probably means that they have Titan in hand. Yeah, this mana is just non-functional. This mana is just non-functional. Like, we would be in a really, really good spot if we were able to cast our spells, but we simply cannot. Like, if we were able to cast this, we might be okay. We're just gonna take lethal, so like we have to kill this. So I'm going to draw step, put the Dryad on top, and my opponent's gonna play a Titan, and I'm just gonna lose. Good, this should be non-functional. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what could I there's nothing I could have gotten instead of Raminap either. They bottom the Dryad, so yeah, I mean, I cannot beat a Titan, so let's just stop wasting time. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so really, we did hit rock bottom right there. The mana was awful. It was so bad, so bad. So far we did see the upside. We saw the upside. We saw Udo just winning the game by itself, and then we just saw the downside, which is just die without ever casting a spell because your mana sucks. What's your opinion about the second Kopu? What? Kopu of Skyclave app? Oh, the second copy of Skyclave Operation. Okay, got it. Do you think that is not necessary or there's room for it? Not talking about this version, green white in general. No, I think I'm okay with second copy of Operation. In fact, in my list, which is a little bit more toolboxy than the ones that you see, I am actually playing 2 copies. We're playing against Oops. Well, the name of the game is Don't Die This Turn. Sweet. Successful. So we're gonna name Giant here. It doesn't matter, this is what I'm going to sack to Reclaimer. As long as I don't draw a Jukebog, we're gonna be fine. If I draw a Jukebog, then things are not gonna be so fine. We're never not holding up Reclaimer activation here. They have one of the land removal spells. I mean, I think they play a couple of those, but that's 4 mana. What is the best amulet with Uro list floating around these days? No one. Because Uro is not very good in amulet. You can just grab a good list and just jam Uro in there if you want to. I think we're fine with doing this now. Yeah, right? Let's get the Triumph out of the way. Let's get another Flagstones. You got Ghost Quarter going with Raminap, that's sick. We actually don't have Raminap game 1, unfortunately, so can't get that going, but we do have Ghost Quarter, but like my opponent has the mana already going. But yeah, Raminap is in the sideboard. Right here. I think this locks it up. I'm pretty certain that this locks it up. Because I just untap and kill them. Hardcast chill. You got me. So we force the issue here. Oh, I actually fucked up. I had to suck something else here. Because we're gonna get Valakut. So this forces the issue. My opponent doesn't sack, understandably. And now we can sack. We still have 2 land drops, so we just sack any land. We get the second Valakut, and we actually lethal them right now. So there's that. Yes. There's this one. And now we can go squatter ourselves if we need to do it at instant speed. So, all right, we got there. Against Oops, Oof is good. Teague is good. Knight of Autumn is good. Eidolon. I guess Pseudo develops my mana. Does Gust matter? I don't think so, right? Teague hits their sideboard plane, which is... yeah, we can play RecNath for fun. I don't think RecNath's very good. I don't think that very often that's how the games are going to end up, but yeah. Teague hits their sideboard plan, and their sideboard plan is Goblin Charbelcher. As you can see, we actually do have a pretty solid game plan against their game 1 plan, so having access to Gadok Teague or Collector Oof makes it... oof. Well, this is a hand. This is a hand, chat. Splinter Twin assembled. In spite of my mana being terrible. Yeah, we like this one. Wild Cantor. Okay. We might get belched on turn 2. This is actually lethal, right? If they have a land, we just die. Now that we drew a Ladamber Skull, I'm just gonna pass, because if we need to, we can just call for Oof. If they just hardcast a Belcher here. Void Snare. Well, that's messed up. Okay, so we get to see their sideboard plan here. They do have the 3 Belchers. Phantasmagorian. Vendetta. Actually, I learned that this card was legal in Modern yesterday, which is cool. They play on Summon. They played. They have Memory's Journey to not deck, which is a pretty cool tech. So I guess that they don't have the Nexus. They just have Memory's Journey. But they need green mana for that one. Maybe the Nexus is in their hand. They just have one Void Snare. Do they have exactly one Void Snare as an answer? One Void Snare and one Vendetta. That's it. Those are all the answers that my opponent has. One Void Snare, one Vendetta, and Wilt. So we couldn't have won that game regardless, so. Our hand was good. Our hand was good, but our opponent had a hand that just didn't matter what we did. They were going to win regardless. That is kind of my problem with this deck being legal. Sure. It's the fact that there are some hands that it just doesn't matter. Like there's just nothing you could do. It's similar to Neobrand in that thing. It's not even a matter of do you have the answer or not. Like even your answer just doesn't matter. Here's my oof, and my oof is amazing. All right, give me them lands, baby. Give me them lands. All I want is those lands. Hook me up, deck. Hook me up. Castle off the top. One time. Let's go. Castle off the top one time. Not quite. Okay, so if they have land into dude, we just lose. There's nothing we can do, so. That sucks though. Oh, wow. We can actually block their Vengevines here. How do Uro and Omnath perform? Against the Fur decks, they have been very good. They have been very good against the Fur decks. I think my opponent might have punted this one. So now we get Flagstones and oof. That's a card. Pew, pew. Just lethal if I want to go to bed. That's fair, that's fair. Alright, where were we? RecNath. This list was fun. I think that it is probably just worse than... It's probably just worse than playing Green-White Reclaimer. The problem is that you have to go too far out, right? The ETB tapped land were an absolute disaster. The land centering tapped was terrible. I time walked myself from turn 1 Reclaimers because of these stupid triumphs. So the ETB tapped were a disaster. The colors of mana were a disaster. Particularly, we have so many colorless lands, so that it is just too much. It is just too much. And the payoff, I don't think is there. I don't think the payoff is there. It's fun though. Like you can do some silly stuff. You can. We did get to cast Uro, right? So we did get to. All right, Blaze. Thanks for hanging out. We did see Uro in action, right? We did see Uro playing against the John style decks, and we just demolished them. Like my opponent did not have a shot ever. My opponent never had a shot with with my cards. It just didn't matter what they were doing. They were just dead. They just could not keep up with what I was doing ever. Uro came back multiple times, and like my opponent would answer it, and then it would just come back and draw me more cards, like just doing what Uro does, right? So I don't need to explain anybody how extremely powerful both of these cards are. Like it's not a secret. It's not a secret that these dudes are busted. Now, is it worth it to try to jam your stuff into this deck in order to make it better? I think no. I think it's the answer is a resounding no. Also, keep in mind that in this list, I added 2 lands, right? I added 2 lands, and one of them was a Flagstones and the other one was a Ghost Quarter. So in the original list, the mana would be even worse. So even bear that in mind. So I think that this was fun though. I had a good time, and it's just fun to play with these cards. But I think that it's not worth it. I think I would much rather play my Toolbox version or play my Reclaimer Titan version. Either or, I think, are very, very strong. A lot more consistent. Your mana is never gonna give you the troubles that it gave me in that league. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else to discuss about that one. As far as the sideboard, obviously, I was just throwing stuff together, but it kind of worked, right? There was nothing that I really felt like it's like, why the hell do I have this card in my sideboard? Like, obviously, the Gaia's Blessing, but we didn't get paired against Mill. So, but with Mill winning 2 challenges, I expected to pick up a little bit, so that's why I wanted to be playing the Gaia's Blessing. I don't know whether I would want to be doing that for this weekend or even the weekend after. But yeah, good stuff, good stuff. This deck is fun. It's just discard, man. The Reclaimer is just awesome. Alright, sweet. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I hope you're gonna be around for the next one. Take care and bye-bye.